hasn't yet fully processed the fact that he doesn't have parents. Turns out, if you don't include parents in your backstory, you just don't get parents. Also, turns out that this GM found a way to take away something that didn't exist. Hey, what's already? SkyDieRay here to cheer you up with the freshest D&D looted straight from the corpse of failed adventurers. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Happy New Year, happy holiday season, happy 2023. Welcome to the first of hopefully many DnDGreentext videos of 2023. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Saitama, the Roof Elephant. Prologue. Bimi, final semester of college. It's 2021, year of the Koof. GM, who is also my brother, asks if I wanna play in a 3.5th edition game. Sure, why not, that JPEG? Other players are his friends from college. Cool, I've met some of them IRL. Get warned that this group has tendency to cast Fireball in the tavern and get TPK'd very quickly. This might be a short campaign, but that doesn't matter to me. I start creating my character with GM's guidance cause I've never played before. Pitch a dumb meme character idea, cause this is probably gonna be a short game anyway. GM rolls custom race for me because Elephant isn't a playable race in 3.5 and slaps the ninja class on it. Happiness.jpg. We may or may not have drunk during character creation. Fast forward 1.5 years and we aren't dead. What.jpg? Well, since we got this far... Be not me. The Watcher. A Warforged artificer trying to ascend to godhood and kill all elves. Took leadership feat to gain followers. Exo, a Warforged warlock, servant of an Arrhenius that wants to make friends and build a happy home for goblins. Took leadership feat to gain goblin followers. Tor, the half-orc Duskblade that wants to eat a white dragon for reasons? The elephant isn't sure what's going on here either. No, not eat out a white dragon, we've had this talk. Bonk.png. The GM doesn't own that book. Yet. Anyway, Bimi, the elephant. Finally got into the elephant in the room. Yeah, that's, I was waiting for that joke. Anyway, Saitama is the very real elephant in the room that you may or may not be able to see, that can definitely see you. 10 feet tall and 3,500 pounds. Career level 10 and class level 8 currently. Hashtag just 3.5th edition things. He's basically a sentient F350 with impulse control issues and poor judgment. If you are reading this for a YouTube video, now is a good time for that annoying reminder to like, comment and subscribe. Oh wow. That's great. Thank you so much for including this. Fourth wall broken. Segue done. The elephant knows no bounds. Now to the backstory. The elephant does not quite understand magic. Like, it's cool and all, but like, it takes planning and planning requires thinking. Used to sail with a pirate and smuggler crew. Sight-wielding invisible elephants makes for a great intimidation factor. Now he's kind of a freelancer. His former captain is dead because the title of DPR is taken Highlander style. Congrats, you get the reference, have a peanut. The elephant will discover what happened to the rest of his crew who killed the DPR and how he ended up in this town when the GM makes it up. Look, this was the first time I tried to write a backstory, so there might be some elephant-sized holes in it, okay? Motives? Unclear, he likes drinking. Goals? He'll figure that out after he's done drinking. Developments. His hobby now revolves around enlisting the help of the Villa Goblins for pranks, mainly to see if a workforce can suffer an aneurysm. For science. Distrusts books, most things made from paper, and all book-shaped objects. A book almost killed him. It was a magically trapped Bible stolen from the Church of Morden, but that's not the point. Now considers libraries to be awful places. Learned that he was created via magic by a circle of druids for DPR. Hasn't yet fully processed the fact that he doesn't have parents. Turns out, if you don't include parents in your backstory, you just don't get parents. Also, turns out that this GM found a way to take away something that didn't exist. This also means the GM also gave the elephant ninja daddy issues or a Batman complex. Results are still unclear. He now tries to drown out the intrusive thoughts by creating mischief with the Villa Goblins. Voices that are or have been in his head. His own and the Golden Skull of Death. GSOD. Artifacts are sentient and have their own personalities in this world. They communicate telepathically with those that wield them and the elephant because he doesn't give them much choice. And also free Poros. a fallen deity of divination and foresight, he continues to whisper secrets from his prison. This was something of an accident, and I didn't know during character creation that it was homebrewed by a stranger on the internet. Normally, this wouldn't be allowed, but the GM realized they could use this to secretly metagame plot progression, so yeah. Great success, that JPEG. How did the elephant know to do something? Well, the voice in his head had a good idea. Which one? He doesn't know either. 4. Orb of Infinite Weapons, which is a huge jerk by the way, and currently belongs to the Watcher. 5. Helm of Friendship, largely mute but emotes adorably, and currently belongs to EXO. Well, as adorably as the disembodied head and legs of a giant spider formed into a helmet can be anyway. 6 is a placeholder. Thor has not found an artifact yet. Maidenless.psd. His equipment wields the curse-spewing scythe, and his player knows it's a magical weapon. You know it's a magical weapon. The elephant knows it's a magical weapon, but the elephant does not care. It's the good kind of magic, the kind he doesn't have to think about. The Golden Skull of Death, Gisod, shoots fire in various ways based on how well the elephant does or does not describe what he wants. Yes, this has injured the party, and also lets him detect life and death, which the elephant interrupts and understands the same way people understand mold on cheese. Look, it made sense at the time, some mold good, some mold bad, okay? Once it got mad at another artifact, the Orb of Infinite Weapons pre-party acquisition, and exploded a portal maze enchantment by filling it with fire. The player was hoping for dispel magic. The elephant wanted the portals to quote-unquote go away. The Gisod obliged by casting Flame and Warfare at an unreasonable level at the portal until it overloaded the enchantment. Makes the elephant really fast. Haste. It's probably just meth cast at 5th level or something. I try not to overthink these things. Can teleport the elephant. Honestly, forgot about this until I reviewed my notes for this green text. The GM did not and has not defined what his artifact does or can do, beyond the above mentioned abilities. It just gets made up as we go based loosely on the elephant's shenanigans. Cloak of Spider Climb, because why not let the intermittently invisible elephant walk on walls and ceilings? Things the elephant has done and said. Helped EXO acquire proficiency PTSD by Axe intentionally falling on the 2 guards while EXO was mid-monologue. Each had 6 health. The elephant plus gravity deals 18d6 per 10 feet. They were 20 feet below. TLDR, puddles aren't bodies, so no body, no crime. Corpus delicti that were crime. Warforged may be immune to many things, but psychic damage affects everyone. Made friends quote unquote, with a blue dragon named Zodus Ice Breath by sitting on him. He calls him Sparky. Sparky now lives in the top room of what used to be the Necromancer's tower. The elephant also brings Sparky snacks via the windows cause stairs are boring and he tends to make them a tight space. Once saw a magic looking portal in a dungeon. Threw the corpse of a bugbear at it to see if it worked. Natural 20 and strength 20 to throw the bugbear corpse, and spoiler, it didn't work. Splat.jpg was expressly from acquiring a ballista. 1, because it does not qualify as a crossbow for him, and 2, because Thor's first thought was that he would be attached to a bolt. This was not an idea the elephant had before Thor decided to think out loud. Once changed reality by jumping into the harbor. The ships were on fire and he put them out by causing a giant splash. Haste plus an F50 with poor judgment at a dead run made for magically accelerated elephant missile. This became known as the jump check that dealt 6 damage to the planet. This caused a wave that threatened to destroy the harbor. Thor informed the Watcher that Scythe decided to do a stupid. That caused the Watcher to use Wall of Force or something to save the harbor. Did I mention this was meant to be an evil campaign yet? This act introduced the Watcher as a hero of sorts, forcing him into the spotlight. Apparently, we suck at being evil, but the elephant excels at chaotic stupid. The Watcher was still looking for information on how to ascend at the time and didn't want the attention. This meant that the character with that info had to be introduced way sooner. Mainly because, well, people and deities are now paying attention. Cue the introduction of Sophie, a deity of the sea domain that runs a golf bar that moves around on chicken legs. There may have been some mixing of alcohol and folklore here. Bonk.jpg. You know who you are. You know what you are thinking. The elephant maintains that he was just going for a swim. Played hot potato using the golden skull of death with Little Buddy right after finding it. Little Buddy is Exo's companion and our party is Boblin the Goblin. Much later in the campaign, the elephant would come to find out that the artifact he is now in possession of is connected to Nerul and the Domain of Death. To anyone paying attention, this may have been obvious. To the elephant, it was not. At least not until a character that could easily be described as an aspect of Nerul or Death itself said some things. The elephant can hide from many things and he knows death is not one, mainly because he causes a lot of it. Once answered the question in such a profoundly dumb way that the captain of the guard decided he was much of an idiot to actually be called the roof elephant. Remember kids, sometimes the best way to play a low charisma character is to be honest and painfully dense. The exchange went like this. Are you the roof elephant? Well, right now, looks at feet. I'm a floor elephant. Proceeds to stare at ceiling. And honestly, if I did manage to get on the roof, I think I'd quickly become a floor elephant again. Vibe check the Chul by elephant missiling off a cliff. Look, this is the kind of thing that he does since giving EXO PTSD. Why the GM continues to set up encounters like this, I'll never know. Anyway, yeah, there was an elephant-sized hole in the Angry Lobster. Is unaware of the fact that he can, in fact, sit on a ghost. It's some ninja nonsense called Ghost Strike. Little on the nose, I know. This was the result of an actual in-character conversation with the Watcher just prior to a level up that grants that ability. Once tied a rope to Thor and threw him down a hallway to retrieve a spellcaster that wouldn't come out and fight us like a man. The elephant tends to fill hallways, which makes combat problematic. Thor grappled said spellcaster, gave him the old bad touch with Shocking Grasp, and the elephant holding the rope ran the other way, thus removing Thor and the spellcaster from said hallway. Where EXO, the Watcher, and Thor proceeded to ruffle stomp him like it was a JoJo's reference. Thus was born the half-orc claw machine. Once use the G-Sod to turret your room of dozens of Kutoa. Looks like the Pythagorean frogs had it coming, okay? And Sparky liked the resulting frog leg stacks. This happened because somehow he ended up at the front of the line in a hallway. Hallway plus elephant is a tight space. Elephant plus the player not thinking things through all the way is a G-Sod nuclear option. Remember how the school got mad and blew up a magical enchantment by overloading it with fire? Yeah, well, we did that again, except that this time with a room full of geometric frogs. For those not getting the joke, Sokatoa, a mnemonic device used to remember 3 main functions in trigonometry. You may now all take a point of exhaustion from encountering very bad math jokes. On a mission from God, made a deal with Sophie, the deity of the sea that tends the golf bar on chicken legs. In exchange for ridding the world of the math frogs, he gets a barrel of drow spider blood wine. Learned that witches are known for curses and necromancy. Also, learned that humanity, quote-unquote, is not a curse. During a citywide lockdown and curfew that may or may not have been roof elephant related, the party rolled really bad on a group stealth check. Except the elephant, who rolled 35, who then proceeded to follow his party back to the villa, handing out concussions to every guard that saw them like Oprah, and leaving the now unconscious guards in vaguely sexual cuddle positions along the way. The elephant decides who is Big Spoon and who is Little Spoon. Got it? The roof cleric incident. Someone was talking smack and we got into a fight with Church of Morden. Again. After rendering 2 clerics unconscious with the butt of his scythe, he grappled, jumped, and placed the other 2 clerics on the roof of a building. Look, he didn't start the fight, and the Watcher said not to kill anyone. The party walked away, and the clerics were confused but largely unharmed. As the elephant put things, I de-escalated the situation by escalating 2 clerics. Profession bartender. EXO intimidated the man into a coma. He rolled a 41 because #just 3.5th edition things. This gave the elephant a chance to jump behind the bar and start running the place. New profession unlocked, bartender. Mainly because instead of dealing with literally anything plot related, we had stirred up so far. Thor and the elephant decided to run the bar until last call and then closed up shop for the night. The party then bribed the lawyer to file the paperwork to make the said bar ours. What did we bribe her with? Donuts from Gorgon Ramsay's whole bread snacks. The elephant was preemptively forbidden from consuming caffeine. most recently when the elephant was left without adult supervision, at which point he enlisted the help of Thor and several goblins to acquire numerous pigs. Pigs were then booby-trapped with powder of the Black Veil charges and thunderstones, greased and snuck into the Church of Mordin. Pigs were snuck into the church in groups of 3 and labeled in binary 001, 010 and 011. The binary was a mix of bad elephant rolls, good goblin rolls, and the GM thinking it was funny. 1 in 3 pigs was booby-trapped. Look, we have a bone to pick with them because plot reasons, okay? The elephant snuck approximately 12 pigs into the church before someone decided to cast Meteor Swarm to deal with the pigs. Burning a 9th level spell slot seems like a bit of an overreaction, but the elephant learned 2 valuable lessons. First, dexterity is not Thor's strong suit. It's a giant flaming rock from the sky, how did he not see that coming? And second, the Church of Mordin does not appreciate free bacon. Unknown to the characters is the birth of Meatloaf the Warboar, drop pig assassin. A level 1 rogue that is an awakened pig, the sole survivor of a Meteor Swarm spell. This pig has an anime protagonist backstory, character sheet, and likely a bloodlust that certainly won't come back to haunt us. No, seriously, this pig is real and the party does not have control over it. The elephant then decided this was a good time to capitalize on the confusion, and with Exo's help tried to start a riot. He starts making torches and handing them out. Problem: the torches, due to a low wisdom check, are elephant-sized. The elephant realizes his mistake and decides to tell the would-be rioters to pair up and enjoy the bonding experience. Somehow, this works. The elephant might ping-pong wildly across the Henderson scale, but you can't derail what the GM didn't plan. Jesus Christ, that was a lot of elephant shenanigans. Alright, well, on that note, that's gonna be it for today's video, so thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like if you did and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon, as well as YouTube, I appreciate it a lot, so thanks so much for those. Links below if you wanna check them out, as well as links to the social media, Discord, subreddit, anything else. And yeah, that's it, thanks again for watching, I'll see you next time, have a great day, bye.